Hey, it's Chris again. So it is Tuesday, and hey, so apparently there's 4 people who actually pay attention to this. So appreciate all of you. Thanks, Mom. I got to tell you, Wall Street Journal, love it. You know, the Wall Street Journal is one of those newspapers that I frankly didn't really care a whole lot about. You know, I've been a USA Today fan, Mac paper, since the day it came out. But the Wall Street Journal was one of those newspapers that I would get, you know, when I would be at the hotel. And that's when I would read it, right? I'd have breakfast and I'd read it. And to be honest, it kind of made you feel a little bit more important than I'm sitting here reading the Wall Street Journal, right? Granted, it's upside down and I'm looking for the comics, but whatever. But I got to tell you, the last, I want to say the last 6 or 8 months, I've actually been subscribed to it, and I love it. It's literally the first paper I read in the morning. But Wall Street Journal, if you're watching this, the fact that you have a paywall up on your website is just, that sucks. It shows just a lack of confidence in your ability to draw readers in on the web and be able to drive revenue from online advertising. If every other magazine and newspaper has found a way to do it, why you haven't is beyond me. But it really sucks that I can't easily recommend articles to my friends from your web application. Now, some of you may be out there saying, well, hey Chris, if you have the Wall Street Journal subscription, you should also be getting access to the web version, at least the iPad version. And you are correct. However, here's what happens. So you download the iPad app and you say, yes, I have a subscription. And so it takes you to the screen and says, oh, well, you need to call this phone number to activate your iPad application. So you call the phone number and they say, oh, well, I need to have your address. And you give them your address and they say, oh, well, here's the code that you now need to call this other number in order to get, and I'm like, really? Is it that the same people who are able to write so eloquently about money and investing and all this other stuff, and you guys can't figure out a freakingly easy way like Time Magazine for me just to put in my address and put in a little code off the top of my subscription and boom, I have access to it? Okay, that's my one rant for the day. But what was interesting is in the newspaper today has an article on the secret of Dad's success. And it's a very good article. If you get a chance some way, somehow to read it, it's pretty interesting because this is a conversation that Jacinta and I have quite often, which is whose parenting style is best. And the reality is that mine is the best. But the way I position it is that both of our parenting styles are equally good. And in fact, that's what this article says. But it's if you get a chance to read it, it's good. Let me just kind of show you a couple things here. So it talks about the secrets of dad's success. A good one is minor injuries. So dads tend to distract the child by directing his or her attention to another activity or carrying her to another part of the playground. This can help kids develop the resiliency needed to shake off small setbacks and move on. Absolutely right. You know, I'm the one, like most dads, rub some dirt on it. Why are you crying? Come on, get up, move on. You know, if you don't stop the crying, we're going to go home, right? Moms tend to comfort and soothe the child and encourage him or her to talk about what she is feeling. This can help a child feel secure and safe and express emotions in words. And that's true as well. It's a balancing act. I think a lot of times I perceive myself as being the bad cop to their mom's good cop. But the reality is that you need to have that balance between both parents so that the children learn how to move on from injuries and from disappointments, but at the same point feel that there's someone that also is empathizing with them. So it's a very good article if you get a chance to read it. What else? Oh, gadget. I just finally got this last week. This is the Xfinity 3G, 4G mobile hotspot. Some of you may know this as the MiFi that the Sprint offers, but here's the story. So the last 3 or 4 years I've been using one of the USB data modem sticks. Got it from AT&T, paying $39.81 a month for it. And to be clear, it's been working great for me. But the challenge with it was that now that I'm spending more time with other devices, particularly my iPad and my phone versus an actual laptop, especially when traveling, I was losing out on being able to connect wirelessly without either having to pay a charge or just frankly being in areas where a wireless signal wasn't available. And so I was planning on buying one from T-Mobile, since I have a T-Mobile literally lifetime account. And then I happened upon Xfinity selling this. And Xfinity, a couple things. One, you need to advertise this more because this is phenomenal. So you pay $49.99 a month on top of your regular cable bill, and you get one of these little bad boys. Now, if you're not familiar with how these things work, they're almost the size of like a flip phone for the 3G, 4G version. The 3G only version is about half this thickness. Why you'd get the 3G only version, I have no idea. But you turn it on, and it creates a mobile hotspot that up to 5 devices can connect to. Being 3G, 4G, you can get up to a couple of gigs of megabits per second, 2 gigabits per second, whatever. It works great. I have been using it where I just turn it on in the car if I'm waiting for something, and boom, it highly recommend it. So consider that. Speaking of T-Mobile, so I think I'm one of only one person that I know of who really has had a really good experience with T-Mobile. I've been with them now for, wow, I guess about 7 or 8 years. At one point, I have 3 phones on them now. At one point, I only had 2 because they were just taking forever to come out with a newer Windows mobile device. But it seems like every time I go into the store, I'm coming back with some sort of goodness. I went in there last year, April 3rd, bought 2 HTC HD2 phones, one for myself, one for my son Ian. Went there in November to get an upgrade to a phone for my wife. Ended up walking out with both of us getting HTC HD7s, running Windows Phone 7. Went in there today just to talk about upgrading Ian's phone, and bam, a $30 discount on my plan. So T-Mobile, love you guys. Much kudos to you for just giving me great service. I really appreciate that. Let's see, what else? Some of you may have read in the news that there was this plane crash. One of the World War II B-17 bombers crashed here in Oswego. Yes, I'm perfectly safe. No, I wasn't on the plane, I wasn't flying it, and I was not sending pictures out. So it is a big temptation for me now, anytime something like this happens, to rush out there and start tweeting it and taking pictures. But I didn't. I was busy working and said, no, not today. But it was interesting, seeing the name of our little village in the news. It was kind of weird. It's like, wow, it's like that's where I live. All 19,000 or 29,100 of us. So that was kind of neat. And let's see what else. Been working a lot the last 24 hours on websites. So everything from still doing some work on Serena to kind of dust that off. So that's been actually a fun experience. And then hopefully this afternoon or tomorrow I'll be working on just in this cooking show website, mycookingshow.tv, ding, because it needs a whole new revamp, and there's some squirrely stuff that was going on with Blip TV that somehow magically we've lost a lot of the links to the videos. So hopefully tomorrow or the day after I'll be able to say, ta-da, there's a brand new website theme and stuff there. But gotta tell you, one of my joys in life is developing websites, but hopefully over the next couple of days I'll be writing my first Apple iOS application. So something small. Keep your fingers crossed. If you're one of my former Microsoft colleagues, I know, I'm sorry, but it's just one application. Please don't hold it against me, okay? Love you. All right, so that's about it. I am going to actually have lunch now. I made myself you can see there, ham and cheese sandwich with potato chips. I was going to do bread and butter pickles, but I had those yesterday, so I'm going to hold off on those. But bread and butter pickles, nothing better. Okay? Anyways, this is it. Hope Hopefully I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, if not tomorrow, the day after. All right? Take care. Peace out.